Hi and welcome to my first video DIY. Today we're going to make a scarf. We're going to do it two ways. You can make an infinity scarf or you can leave it an open-ended scarf as this one is here. We're going to make it from Remnant fabric. This one is from an alteration of a dress. Another one I'm using used to be a tablecloth that I made into a dress and is now becoming a scarf left over. Anyway, let's get started. First things first. This is the right side of your fabric. This is the wrong side of your fabric. Fold the right sides of your fabric together. After you've done that, you have to fold at the top and your open sides. Go ahead and pin those open sides together, like so. All the way down. And then you're going to take it to your machine, or if you're handy, go ahead and stitch it by hand all the way down. After that, at your folded top, you're going to go ahead and stitch across as well. You'll see why in a minute this does make a difference. Now, sometimes since we're using remnant fabrics, it can't be folded that way, but folded the other way. This fabric was exactly that way. This is my tablecloth fabric. I folded it the opposite direction. I folded it in half, so I only had one long side. I pinned that long side together, stitched it down at my machine, and then went ahead and stitched it across at one end at the top, leaving one end open. At the open end, I simply flipped over the edges, did a simple hem at the top. After that, you're going to go ahead and turn it so you have the right side of your fabric out. Give me just a minute to do that. And those of you who are wondering, I use my presser foot as my guide, which made for a very small seam allowance, allowing me to maximize the fabric remnant that I have. Also, you would use a thread probably that would match your fabric better than I did, but I did this so you could see it better in the video. There. Now we have a little pouch, because you have one end sewn shut essentially. There you go. Go ahead and pull out those corners as best as you can, but it doesn't really have to be perfect because they are going to be hidden. After that, what I did is I ironed down all of my stitch sides, this side, and I did the seam for my hem at the bottom. I left this side, the folded side, unironed because I like my scarves to have a little bit of fluffiness to it, and ironing it down you would lose that. However, you have that option, you can do what you want. At this point, you can go ahead and leave it as a regular scarf. I would go ahead and stitch down my edges at the end. If you were a more advanced sewer, you could go ahead and do a blind stitch on that so it's a hidden stitch. However, if you wanted to go forward and make it an infinity scarf, it's very simple to do. Alright, you take your edges, hold them out like this, so you have your big long piece of fabric. You're going to take one end and give it a half flip over, just like that. So now you have a twist in the middle of your fabric. At that point, you're going to go ahead and take your sewn shut edge, or folded edge as it was previously maybe, and put it inside the open edge. You're going to go ahead at that point, pin that shut. Easy. And then go ahead and stitch it shut. You can go ahead and go right across the seam so you don't have too many seams on that. And voila, you've made yourself an infinity scarf. I kind of envisioned this one going over a simple long sleeve t-shirt for winter, or maybe breaking it out into spring. Who knows? Happy DIY. Try it yourself.